am not recording. There we go. Hi, VOD people. You came in mid-sentence. I like it. So we're playing Terra Invicta here for the VOD people, and we've gone over a little bit of the restrictions in the demo. This game is not out yet, but it includes the first 7 years of campaign gameplay, limited to playing the Resistance faction, with some advanced technology removed. The demo also includes skirmish mode, for allowing for instant tactical battles from the main menu, but limited in this build to a small number of ships on each side. And also, it's currently only available in English. There will be other options later. I accidentally voted for City Skylines and can't take it back. Oh, well, that's fine. City Skylines did not win, so it's okay. So we're going to hop into a new game here, I think. There we go. Oh, and I should point out, this is made by the people who made the Long War mod for XCOM. So if you're familiar with that, it's the same people. It's recommended to play as the Resistance faction with the tutorial enabled for your first game. Well, we can't play as anything else. That's the only option. Customize faction. Oh, you can change all of these strings. Okay, cool. Faction fleet name Romeo. That's interesting. Well, sure. There are 8 factions, full solar system, and we can do modern scenario. There are no other options there. Full, medium, light, minimal. We'll go with full. That's the default. 8 factions down to 3. Cool. We'll go with the default. Starts in 2022. 350 space objects, higher performance impact. Okay, sounds good. Let's give it a go. This is a Freya class frigate, apparently. The advised mission will improve a nation's economic growth, research, and warfighting capability while it's in effect. Okay. Do I click this or is it loading? I believe it's not responding currently. Okay, well, we'll give it a moment here, and we'll see if it responds. They did warn us of potential crashes, so we'll see how that goes. I believe it's loading the game, though. I think it's actually doing something in the background here. I can check. Oh, yep, it's just started responding again. Perfect. Solar power hab modules increase in effectiveness when you build them closer to the sun. Okay, that's neat. I also like the design of this frigate. This is a very, like, near-future style ship design. Like, it gives me almost Expanse vibes. That's pretty neat. That is pretty neat. I also have no idea what the UI is going to be like in this game, so that's interesting too. I think we're generating the system right now, and that's why this is taking so long, is my guess. But I've never played this game before, so we'll see. Your counselors may betray you if sufficiently enticed... Okay, that went away. Add sufficient propellant to your ships. Oh, I like that. We remember the day the stars answered. The day we learned we were not alone. And remember, this will be voice acted in the future. For now, I'll just read it. As a familiar sun rose on an unfamiliar universe, some of us saw wondrous possibility, and others existential danger. The astronomers had insisted that the bright streak in the sky was no natural phenomenon. Most of us didn't really believe them until it burned through our atmosphere and crashed in a remote region, leaving only wreckage and uncertainty. In our ignorance, we fractured, taking a refuge in our most primal emotions. Each of us saw what we wanted to see. Everyone loves heroes, depends on them. To save us from evil, lead us through the darkness. Problem is, real heroes are always ignored. What no one understands is that being shot at is easy. The hard part is convincing someone they're drowning before it's too damn late. Welcome to Terra Invicta. In this demo, you'll be able to play the early part of a campaign as the Resistance, a faction dedicated to uncovering the truth about the alien arrival and protecting humanity from aggression. This version has some features removed from the full release of the game. Objective progression will stop at a certain point. Some human ship models and large hab modules have been removed. The campaign will stop after 7 years of play. I don't know how long 7 years really is in this game. We'll see. If you enjoy the campaign, please wishlist us on Steam. Way ahead of you on that one. We can do this from the main menu. Thank you for downloading, and we really hope you enjoy the game. Okay, let's see what we've got. Welcome to the tutorial for Terra Invicta. This is the beginning of a wait, is this defaulting as Ethiopia? This game is made for me. Okay. This tutorial has two primary components, which function independently of each other. 1. A set of objectives to guide you through key aspects of gameplay. Some of these objectives may take years to accomplish. Specific steps to take to accomplish these objectives, words are very hard now, appear at the top of the screen. That would be these guys, I'm guessing? Or maybe this up here. Yeah, presumably like this up here. Sure. These will appear alongside your regular campaign objectives that move the story along. A description of various elements in the game's interface when you first open them is number 2. Okay. These will help you understand the various tools you have to complete your goals. In addition, many of the game's mechanics are described in detail in the codex, which can be opened by clicking the question mark box on many of the panels in-game. Apparently not any of these. Okay. Sounds good. You may also reset the interface tutorial via the codex if you want to see it again. The campaign starts just before the first mission phase. To start playing, either run the clock using the controls in the top right corner of the screen, or hit continue on all of these notifications. Okay. An alien vessel has crashed down in the Addis Ababa region in Ethiopia. While the wreckage is unrecoverable, we suspect an alien life form escaped into the surrounding countryside. So we can either continue or take me there. Okay, well, take me there. Greetings, Commander. I'm pleased to report the Council has appointed you leader of the Resistance. I'm Fiona Ioade. I don't exactly know how to pronounce that last name. Your Chief of Staff. Most of the world is reacting with fascination at the arrival of an alien species on Earth. We represent a small group of politicians, scientists, and military and intelligence personnel who fear that the aliens' crash landing in Ethiopia and subsequent disappearance may not have been an accident. We intend to build an international organization capable of investigating and, if necessary, combating any threat the aliens may pose. I recommend we send a counselor to investigate the crash site in the Addis Ababa region as soon as possible. Our other counselors may be best used in trying to gain influence in nations that may be able to contribute resources to our cause. You may review our objectives at any time by clicking our faction symbol in the top left corner of your screen. This guy? Probably. Okay. Counselor missions are the primary way to expand your reach on Earth. Twice a month, the game will enter the mission phase, during which... Oh, I pressed a button, and now we're looking at England. Okay. I think I pressed 1? Or something like that. Let's go back to Ethiopia. Oh, that's France. Let's go back to Ethiopia. Perfect. There we go. Missions will be resolved in a set sequence in the weeks between mission phases. Defensive missions will trigger before missions that are offensive in nature. While some missions are automatically successful, many are contested and require a success roll. After all counselors have been assigned missions, select the Confirm Assignments button. Okay. So we need to investigate the alien crash. Yes. Okay. I'm a little bit sad that you can't apparently drag these windows around. Sure. This is the resource panel up here. This is the Earth view. Yep, solar system view is this bad boy, which we can't actually click right now. Counselors are there, Earth nations, view habitats, view fleets, view research information, and view intel panel. Change Earth map mode. Okay, so they have different map modes. Sounds good. Finder panel, so that's your outliner. Game time settings, yup. This is the nation overview. Okay. If the nation belongs to a federation, it'll go there. Control points. So there are federations in the game. Control points, sure. Nation overview. Yeah, I'm sure we'll be able to figure out all of this fairly easily. This looks to be fairly well laid out. Additional info tabs. The button. Ah, the nuclear button will appear here, I guess. Sure. Okay, so this is our selected counselor here. I do want... Oh, right-click to drag? That is a very sensitive right-click drag. Okay. And middle-click drag does not work. This is definitely... Ooh. That zoom out was exciting. Very exciting. Now, this is neat. I like this. This is giving me major XCOM vibes. That's for sure. But I don't think the combat is anything similar to XCOM. That transition there is something that I suspect they will smooth up before launch. That's probably one of those polish things that they were talking about. What are the other map modes? We've got terrain, we've got faction control, faction popularity, unrest, boost income, military tech level, control points, per capita GDP, and population. So that's fairly regular. So we need to select a counselor mission. Okay. Select a counselor. Counselor missions are apparently down here. Ah, I see. So we need to select a counselor mission. Use the resource slider on a counselor mission. Okay. So yeah, mission target. This is the resource slider over here. Mission bonuses, yes. Mission malices, yes. Mission success chance. And confirm mission. Okay, so we go up to a 50% chance. Now, how much influence do we have? 50. And we're gaining 1.19 per day. So that's very Hearts of Iron-like. Okay, sounds good. And we can confirm that assignment. Sure. You have counselors with no mission assigned. Are you sure you want to end the mission phase? No, I'm not sure about that. Ready to go. We've got this guy over here. The dark side of the world is quite hard to see, but the overlay actually handles that pretty nicely. That's neat. I don't hate that. Okay, so what do we want this guy to do? He could go to ground. We want him to investigate alien activity. So we're going to have him go do that.
Target site.
Where to?
Okay, what do we want you to do? Increase public support, perhaps? Would that give us more influence? Stat persuasion. So she has her highest stat is persuasion. We spend money on that. And this goes to a 97% chance. Honestly, though, this is a 93% chance for 20 money. I feel like 10 money is the sweet spot here. So we'll go ahead and have her do that. Okay, and where do we go to our next counselor at? Okay. I mean, not all counselors are assigned. So how do we deselect her? Like this? Yes. Okay. So we can see our counselors here, but we also go to our council here. So this is our council grid. Okay. We only have the 2 counselors right now. Oh, we didn't actually assign her. Sure. These are all the stats, various incomes. Yes. We can augment her. That's, I guess, leveling her up. Equipped orgs. Okay. Org marketplace. Yeah. So she can like infiltrate organizations or perhaps create organizations. Sounds good. We can recruit new counselors. Okay. This costs us just a flat influence cost. So we probably would want to recruit one that we don't have a particularly good amount of stats for. So what do we have for good stats right now? She's good at persuasion, whereas he's good at science. And the loyalty is a little bit unknown, so that's good to know. Okay, so we should probably go for somebody who's maybe good at... he's an activist seeking social change through persuasion. You're a diplomat who's trying to create peaceful and prosperous solutions to things. Okay. So we basically have... Well, these aren't sorted by cost. I would actually like it if they were sorted by cost. What is the difference between the level 30 and the level 60 cost? I'm guessing these guys are ranked up a level. I'm guessing that's what's going on here. So if that's the case, we probably want to go with somebody with like decent command, like this guy. Confirmed. Okay, so he's ready for an assignment. And how do we select him from this screen? Oh, just in the outliner. Yeah, that would do it. So we want to have her work on a public campaign, I guess. This is probably a mistake.
We'll make our appeal.
But we'll have her do that. And then this guy, what can he do? He can protect target, surveil location, sabotage facilities, increase unrest, go to ground, investigate alien activity. Now, we already have someone investigating, so that'll be fine for the moment. I think for now, all we want to do, reset its control points. So that would be these control points here, or just a control point within this region, I guess. Fascinating. So if we were to look at the resistance here, we need to assign counselors to missions. Yes, that is our first job here. All I want this guy to do is, I guess, increase unrest. I'm not going to spend anything on it.
Demand justice.
I'm just going to tell him to go do that. I think he just flew off somewhere. He flew to France. Okay, sure. He's increasing unrest in France. That'll be fine. We'll confirm those assignments. Cool. Objective complete. So now we need to select a project for our faction to research. Okay? So our research would be, let's see, maybe this one? Yes, research and development. The alien arrival has caused a flurry of new ideas from the scientific community. The research screen shows progress on collective, global research efforts, as well as the private projects your faction is pursuing. The top row of three pie charts describe the ongoing investigations into broad scientific principles, the benefits of which will be shared among humanity. All factions may contribute to some or all of its research income to each. The faction who contributes the most to a specific effort may choose the next one. That's interesting. The second row represents your faction's projects, okay? And they're internal to our faction, but they consume our research income as well. How much research income do we have? 1.4 daily. Okay. And this requires 500, 250, 250, and 100. Okay. New resources or ship or hab modules. Yep. Sounds good. The priority cycler. Yes, that makes sense. Research income spent. Yes, that makes sense as well. So if we wanted to set the priority to super high, we could do that. But if we wanted to contribute some over here and say we wanted to contribute like 33% over here, we can easily do that. That's pretty solid. I like that. That's a decent system. I do wish a tiny bit of usability feedback here. I wish that this didn't just cycle between 1, 2, 3, 0, but when you clicked on the individual boxes, that this automatically went to 3, this automatically went to 1. There isn't really a good way to make that go to 0, but it's also not wanting to go to 0. There we go. Now it goes to 0. You have to have something else selected. Okay, so that sounds good. We could change this project. We are already 1 into it. And what does this actually do for us? This is audience research. It's a repeatable project, and it will grant us just 25 flat influence. Okay. The required research to finish it increases by 100 each time it is repeated. So we should probably choose a different project then, maybe? This one's very expensive. A small bonus. So all of these are repeatable techs. Yes. This grants us 20 ops. This gives us a bit more like governing cap, essentially. This looks like governing cap to me. Probably good later. This grants us money, and this grants us influence. Okay. So we now need to assign a counselor to a control nation mission. Cool. So we should probably have that be like this guy here. I'm going to take him off of this mission and... Wait, can we cancel this mission? We may not be able to cancel this mission. Okay, let's try ticking time here. Resolves 10/4, 2022. Is this day, month, year, or month, day, year? I don't know. I guess we'll find out. But I feel like they should spell that one out. Like either October 4th or April 10th. Well, we know for a fact it's month, day, year. And the reason we know that, oh, we're actually ticking right now. The reason we know that it's month, day, year is because that time is already passed if it's day, month, year. So month, day, year, good. Good to know. That is absolutely fantastic. So this guy, can we pull him back from this? Apparently not. We're going to have to wait for this to resolve. That's a little bit of an awkward flow in the tutorial, I'm not going to lie. Because it wanted us to assign all of our counselors, and then is telling us to assign a counselor to a different type of mission. That's an awkward flow there, and that's something that could definitely be changed. Now, it is possible that we could cancel this mission, and I just don't know how. That is definitely a possibility. If we looked at this guy, I suppose we could hire a new one. We could hire ourselves a new counselor. Like, for example, no, we can't. We don't have enough. Oh, hello, pause menu. Cool. So we can bump this up to faster speed. Let's see here. On the slowest speed here, this is apparently 1 minute per second. Okay. On the faster speed, it is like 30-ish minutes per second. On the fastest speed, well, this is 30 minutes per second. This is like 30... Wait a second. Hour, minute, second. Okay, so this is real time. Got it. This is real time. This is about 30 seconds per second, or like a minute per second. Yeah, this is about a minute per second. Whereas this is about half an hour per second. Approximately. It's not exact. Oh, you can see our satellites processing there. That's neat. That's a nice little attention to detail. I like that. So this is on... Oh, that's the fastest speed. Oh my. That fastest speed is quite speedy. There's no doubt about that. But we just need to go until 4 October then. Okay. So, one, humanity. The growing realization that we are not the sole sapient species in the universe is causing many to see their fellow humans in a new light, leading to hopes that we can overcome our capacity for strife to address the alien arrival as one people. So yeah, this is like a grand strategy meets XCOM, and that's neat. I like that. So these guys are going to be done with their missions soon, but not for a bit yet. Core economic region. I'm not sure what these percentage numbers indicate. Maybe something to do with control levels? That is a possibility.
Move the needle.
Okay, so we will just continue this. We have a free operative now, or a council member, I guess. And we are going to go over to Ethiopia, and we're going to tell her... Oh, yeah, she's up here right now. We're going to tell her that we want her to... Oh, I've forgotten how to assign her to a mission. Go in here. No, I think we just needed to select her out over here, didn't we? Previously? Yeah, that's what we needed to do previously. Oh, we can customize them as well. That's neat. Yeah, you currently don't have a mission, I'm aware, and I want you to get a new mission. Awaiting next mission phase. Oh, okay, so we're not in a mission phase right now.
Long live the revolution.
Okay, unrest in France has been increased. So it's now 5 October. So when's the next phase, then? That's the question.
Recon complete.
Investigate alien activity mission has been completed. We'll receive a small bonus to our xenology research going forward. Okay, and we gain 20 and 20 of research and influence. Okay, when it becomes available, complete the Alien Signatures project, because we were able to obtain some surveillance recordings from the alien crash site. Our researchers should analyze it as soon as possible. So I don't know about that whole phases thing. The UN Security Council has met to discuss the alien arrival. Unfortunately, the hoped-for show of international unity did not materialize, with China, Russia, and the United States accusing each other of hiding knowledge about the alien crash and preventing full access to the site. That sounds right. We have an opportunity to shape events to our advantage, even to make our case directly to the nations of the world. However, with the eyes of the world on these meetings, our counselor's risk of exposure to our enemies is extremely high. Okay. So we can remain in the shadows and nothing would happen. We can quietly steer support to the resistance. We would gain 25 influence, and we would grant a small public opinion boost for us around the world, and information about our faction would be exposed to our enemies, or we could deliver our manifesto to the world. We'll quietly steer support to the resistance.
They are here to cleanse our sick world. The aliens are our saviors, and all who oppose them are enemies of the future.
Yeah, I'm gonna disagree with you on that one. We have encountered the servants. This group has determined the aliens are of divine origin and has declared itself their heralds. and defenders.
We
Yikes.
believe we can join them as brothers and sisters if we only convince them we are worthy.
We've encountered the Academy. Led by members of Earth's scientific community, this faction has concluded that any species able to cross the stars must have moved beyond violence as a mechanism to resolve conflict. They assert that humanity must work to build a bridge to ensure that the aliens treat us as equals. Okay, cool. We're now able to undertake the Alien Signatures project. Okay, so that is in our research here. Now we're currently working on audience research, and we can't work on these for now. So we may want to keep this, although if we change this, we can probably store that, right? I'm doubting that we lose the research. Yeah, we keep it. Okay, good. So we should definitely do that, and we need to assign a counselor to a control nation
Prepping
mission.
for next mission.
But I'm not sure when the preparation phases happen. Is that perhaps monthly? I don't know. We'll continue to proceed for now. Okay, confirm assignments. Looks like it's weekly. An undefended enemy control point in the Ratnakaran states is vulnerable to a purge mission. Okay. Well, we need to assign someone to a
At your
control
service.
nation mission. And naturally, we will do that if we can do that with this guy. Let's see. No, not this guy. I know I saw that on, I
Boarding
think,
in.
this guy. Yes. Control Ethiopia. Perfection.
Taking
it.
control.
Okay.
What's the orb?
We also saw that there was... Let's see. Coup d'etat, control nation. We could work on controlling a nation here. I'm not sure who else we might want to control, but maybe like in neighboring nations around Ethiopia. We could always go for another Ethiopian play. That's always fun.
We'll bring this nation to our side.
Okay, and
Ready
then
for
this
my
guy,
mission.
we could have him like... Well, what was that control point thing? How do we actually take... Okay, take a control point from an enemy faction. And we wanted this to be this one. This one was the one that they said was vulnerable. Only a 40% chance here. This is all the more influence that we can spend.
Terminating
We'll give it a go.
the opposition.
Purging enemy CPs is a valuable tool in your arsenal. Keep an eye out for undefended enemy CPs, which are ripe for the taking. Okay. So we need to gain a control point in a nation. And let's proceed for the moment. We just confirm our assignments, yes. So that's a weekly phase. Got it. That's absolutely fantastic. Just came here from the new KSP vid. Finally on Ike again. Yeah. So it's been a while, but we are definitely on Ike. I should unpause this. That usually helps. Okay, so we need to select a management team, our faction's management team. As we stand up resistance operations, we're selecting our internal management team to help oversee our affairs. While we're gathering personnel from a variety of disciplines, at your direction, we will emphasize a particular specialty. I usually like to focus on science or economy, one or the other. That said, influence seems really good at this stage of the game. Our faction's monthly influence income increases by 3. Now, this is our daily. Our monthly income is 49.5. Our annual income is 594. I like that they break it down like that. That's neat. Let's go with lobbyists and influencers for now. So this is kind of turn-based and kind of real-time. That's a little strange, for sure. Very interesting. So at this point, all we need to do is gain a control point.
Our supporters are in place.
We've gained our first control point. This gives us access to some of the nation's resources, control over the nation's priorities, and possibly an army. Control points may be attacked by other factions via the Crackdown and Purge missions, so it may be wise to use the Defend Interests mission in this nation to discourage this behavior. Okay. Your faction council, yeah, we want to recruit and maintain 5 counselors. Use defend interests on nations with CPs under your control to protect them from enemy counselor missions. Hostile missions are much less likely to succeed on defended CPs. Okay, so which one did we take over? It looks like we took over this. Is that the resistance? Yes. So that's controlled by the resistance. That tooltip is very teeny tiny. Compared to this one? Oh my, okay. So we can send our counselor on a coup mission in a nation controlled by another faction. A successful coup will overthrow the government and reset all CPs. Okay. So we gained a control point in Somalia, and we have the only control point there. Executive power in this nation now belongs to the resistance. Cool. Our counselor was spotted. Okay.
We've gained significant support.
Cool. And now we have a control point in Ethiopia.
Our associates are now in charge.
Purge mission critical success. So we took a control point here as well. Beautiful. So that's great. And at this point, we can't do anything with these guys just yet. But what we can do is we can recruit a fourth counselor. Now, we don't have the actual cash for that. And we're in assignment mission here. Russia has an open control point with a good boost income. Okay, so we can target it to support our space program. Sounds good. So we want to purge that, or I think we want to purge that in Russia. So that was something up over here. Like this guy? I'm not exactly sure. He said we should target it. So what does that mean? Set national policy. Let's get out of there for now. Increase unrest, sabotage facilities, surveil location. Okay. And that does cost us influence. As does setting national policy. Okay. What game are you playing? This is Terra Invicta. This game is not out yet. It is by the people who made the Long War mod for XCOM. It doesn't seem to have the XCOM style combat, but it does have a combat system in it for ship combat, from what I understand. We have not gotten there yet. So we need to recruit a fourth counselor, but for that, we're going to need influence. We could sabotage facilities in Russia. I'm not sure what that pop-up wanted us to do, actually. So I guess we're going to purge? Sabotage also... Actually, that costs us an op. No. Sabotage costs... No, that does cost an op. Okay. Up to 8 ops. Sounds good. So if we wanted to do that, they did say something about the space program. I'm not sure whether this is correct or not, but we would want to go for like one of the cosmodromes. Realistically, we'd probably want to go for Baikonur, right? 46% chance of success. How do we generate more ops? We have no ops income right now. Sorry for the off-topic question, but do you play Deep Space Mining Company in the stock game or with mods? There are some mods. I go over that in the first episode. There's a couple of mods installed, but it's mostly vanilla. So I think for right now, we're going to have this guy... Well, actually, we should have her go to ground, because she was detected.
Evading pursuit.
Ready for orders.
And then this guy, I would like to protect interests, if we can. He is not capable of doing that. Okay. So we're going to go for the full takeover of Ethiopia here. I think we'll just not spend influence on that. But we'll go for the full takeover of Ethiopia. We don't have this control point. We have this one. And then for this guy, what do we want him to do? That is a good question. Surveil location is a possibility. I'm wondering what it wanted us to do up here. That's definitely something that I'm wondering. We could go for, let's see, 28% oligarchs, huh? We actually haven't met the oligarchs yet, have we? Maybe. We'll go for believes, but I'm not going to spend cash on it. I don't expect that to actually work. So we'll confirm that for now. And we'll tick on
Going
forward.
off the grid.
So yeah, she's laying low in Mogadishu. And that is fine. We're going to have her just continue. And as soon as we can, we're going to recruit a 4th counselor. We do require some amount of influence for that. So that's fine. If we come out here... Yeah, that's fine. So that is a whole lot of stuff in the solar system, right? 350 targets, or 350 locations there. But first, we're worried about Earth. That is the important thing right now. We need to try to unify Earth against the alien threat. And they are coming. Operatives with the Resistance have detected that someone in the Conakry region of Upper Guinea is acting as a counselor for one of the other secret organizations that is formed to address the alien arrival. We may send one of our counselors to investigate and learn more about this person. Okay? So that seems fine. We've completed the Alien Signatures project. There is no doubt. Extraterrestrial life has touched down on Earth. The many questions we have regarding its origin, its species, and its intent will have to wait. All that matters now is finding it. By cross-referencing reports of unusual events in the vicinity of the landing site with similar data from our global intelligence network, we've developed a tracking system, able to reliably identify disappearances most likely resulting from alien activity. Okay, so that's done. And that gives us almost enough to recruit a new counselor. But we completed that objective. Our studies of the crash site have determined that a motile sapient life form survived the crashdown and moved with purpose into the nearby wilderness. We have no footage of the creature, nor any further sighting reports. Worryingly, however, we are receiving reports of strange occurrences in nearby communities, including disappearances of both animals and people. So far, we have no hard evidence that these events are related to the alien arrival, but should our agents detect concrete evidence of abductions, we should investigate immediately. Okay, so we have a new objective here. Research the alien origin. Sounds good. Investigate alien abductions as well, and salvage alien technology. 3 new objectives there. And we do want that 4th counselor. When are we going to have... I believe we finished up this project, yes. We should probably go for audience research here, because we need the influence. So we'll select that for now, and we can switch off of that later if we need to. So that'll be okay. And we can...
Our presence is growing.
Hello, who is Scott Gilbert? Oh, that's this guy. Right. He gained a control point for the Resistance. We now have full control over Ethiopia. Beautiful. That is fantastic. We purged supporters of Humanity First and taken a control point for the Resistance in Belize. We actually won that 28% roll? Wow. Okay. Cool. I like it. So we are now in assignment phase, and we can't recruit another counselor. Unrest is high in Somalia. We might consider a stabilized mission there. Fair enough.
Where to?
Fair enough. So who can we send on a stabilized mission in Somalia? Do we have anybody that can do that?
Standing by for orders.
Let's see
At
here.
your service.
No, I don't believe we have anybody who can do that.
Where do you need me?
So we should probably get someone who can. We do want a 4th counselor. We just can't afford to recruit one at this exact moment. So that's fine. We're going to have to send these guys out to do other things. Now, how do we see how vulnerable? I see. We have the executive control point here and the aristocracy control point. Got it. That is a tiny tooltip. That is a very, very tiny tooltip. No doubt about that. And we have executive control in Somalia as well. Where do we see their actual unrest? Is that not in this tab here? Ah. Nation priorities. Okay, so spoils, military, we can change these priorities to whatever we want. Got it. So that is a lot of categories. Oh, those are presets. I got it. Those are presets. Okay. Good to know. So we can see that they are losing government score. They're totalitarian right now. Their insurrection is 8.3, and it's going up. Absent unusual circumstances, unrest in this nation will change by 0.25 per month until it reaches a rest value of 9.3. Okay.
Your orders?
None of our counselors are currently capable of stabilizing, though. So that's a thing. We should probably come, like, up over to Eritrea.
Taking
95%
control.
chance for free. So we'll take that.
Ready.
And then Scott Gilbert, what do we want him to do? I mean, he could also control nation. Let's see. We could just come out over this direction. Again, I don't want to spend influence on this.
Establishing our
So we're
presence.
just going to start taking over Africa for the time being. And then this guy, we want to purge, ideally. What do we have? Is this sorted by success chance? It is not. Okay. Good to know. So Zimbabwe is 14%. Zimbabwe's in our turf. We'll go ahead and try this. I don't expect it to work.
Removing our enemies.
Okay.
Every
Fantastic.
circumstance is an opportunity. Our test is to recognize and seize it.
So now we've encountered the initiative. The leaders of this shadowy cabal reveal little about themselves or their methods. In some regions, they are behind rampant rumors that the alien arrival is a fabrication by Earth's governments and corporations. In others, they founded companies selling products that allegedly protect from a fictitious alien disease they seem to have made up. Okay, so, yikes. That's pretty exciting. So we'll proceed here until we have 30 influence. We do need to recruit a 4th counselor, and that is our next goal. There's our 30 influence. Okay. So we will recruit another counselor. That will be in here. And who do we want? Well, there's an inspector here. An inspector is probably like what we want. Charged with protecting the public. So you are capable of stabilized nation. Yes, this is what we want. So we recruit her. And there we go. We can't send her out until the next planning phase. So that's fine. She is now ready to get started, but we can't do anything with her just yet. Okay. So proceed forward here.
We've got our people in place.
Fantastic. We have Eritrea. And what is this hand icon? Oh, that's one of the factions, isn't it? I'm pretty sure that is. What do they got going on there? Yes, that is the Humanity First faction. Hello, pause menu. Okay. So that's fine.
We were unable to establish control.
That's a little sad, but it's okay.
Our enemies are still in control.
This we expected. Absolutely. We'll continue that. That is fine. So next planning phase will come up here. And there we go. So now we need to research clandestine cells. Our control point in Ethiopia would be better protected from enemy purges with a defend interests mission. Yes, I'm aware of that, but I'm not sure how we can tell if they're actually trying to go after it or not. So there is that. We'll get to that in a moment. Hello, pause menu. I keep trying to hit escape to close this window. It doesn't work that way. So for now, we are going to... Can you see what happens when you zoom in on another planet? I'm not sure if you can. Can we? Oh, yeah, we can click on it. So like Uranus here, we can come in and that's a lot of moons. I mean, this is a gas giant, so we don't really expect to, be able to occupy anything here. Let's try a more terrestrial planet, like, for example, Mars. What happens if we zoom in on Mars? You can see Phobos and Deimos there. Yeah, fantastic. It would appear that it's not anywhere near at the same level. However, there are a few control points or maybe like colony points here. I'm not sure what those are intended to be, but there's definitely some form of interaction you can do on other planets. Let's check for, like, the moon. So we've got Luna here. If we hop over, probably the same story here is my guess. Yes. So this is like, in my theory is that these are colonization points that you are able to colonize. We'll see if that's accurate or not. Let's see. Mining potential, orbits, hab sites. Okay, so yeah, those would be the hab sites. Got it. Okay, we'll head back into Earth here. There we go. And we need to send out our assignments.
Standing by.
So I do think that we should probably consider...
Ready.
All right, it's
What's
right at the
the
bottom here. We should probably consider
Orders?
defending our current territory.
Ready to go.
Do we have anybody that can? Not exactly.
Reporting in.
Purge, coup d'etat. I mean, he could protect interest, or protect target. That's physical attacks or other operations. That's not protecting our interest. I think that's a different mission. Physical attacks or other
here.
operations. Maybe it's not. We've got Inspire here. What about
At
this
your
lady?
service.
Stabilize nation. Yeah, we probably want to stabilize nation. It might be protect target. That might be what I'm looking for here. Oh no, defend interests. Right here. It costs 20, and we don't have enough for that right now. So for the moment, we're going to stabilize Somalia.
We'll turn down the
74%
heat.
chance of success there.
Where to?
Okay, Scott Gilbert is going to probably continue to try to control this nation,
Putting our
which we
people in
currently don't.
place.
Reporting in.
We'll probably try to control over here. 90% chance
Bringing
for
them on
free.
board.
That sounds good.
Standing
And then
by.
this guy, I'd like to try to purge out somebody. Alpine States. Okay. 7% chance. I wish you could see the chances from here. That would be a nice quality of life change. I guess we'll stick with Zimbabwe for the moment,
Taking power.
and that'll be fine. We'll confirm those for the moment. And we may end up losing some of these control points over here. We'll see if that happens. It also may be some sort of like intel system to try to figure out what our opponents are doing. So that'll be a thing, potentially. There's also all of this over here. Assign counselors to missions. Okay. So this is just like events that happened. Good to know. We should not be paused while we're doing this. That's definitely a thing that we shouldn't be. So all of this looks absolutely fine to me,
Order is
but it
returning.
probably isn't. Okay, critical success on stabilizing Somalia. That's wonderful. So we'll continue here. The 820th Armored Division of North Korea is now
Our
under the
presence
control of
is
the
growing.
initiative. Okay, so we gained a control point in South Sudan. That's neat. And we can now appoint our faction's chief advisors. With our management team on board, we may now recruit our core group of advisors to assist our interactions and oversight with nations aligned with our cause. So we can focus on economic development for 10% more national investment points that we direct to the economy priority. We could hire some steely-eyed missile women and men for 5% more for spaceflight and 5% more to boost priority, I guess. We could call in the generals if we wanted to conquer stuff, and emphasize international aid. Okay. What do we want to do here? I usually like to focus on economy.
Our supporters
We'll give that a
are
go.
in place.
We have taken over Sudan, or one of two control points in Sudan, rather. So
Our
that's good.
associates were
We failed the
unable
purge
to
mission
take
in
control.
Zimbabwe. That is fully expected. We're deeply unsurprised by that one. Okay, so we need to confirm these assignments again, and for now, I definitely wouldn't mind getting control of the First Field Army in Egypt, So let's send
Ready for
this
my
guy
mission.
to go control nation in Egypt. And that's a pretty low chance of success, in all honesty. We'll spend 1 influence
We'll
and
bring
take that
this
up to
nation to our
21%.
side.
But I don't
Ready
expect
for
that
my
to
mission.
succeed. Now, I believe we may... maybe we didn't lose this. Did we lose this control point? Control point number 1, control point number 2. Okay. No, it's just not showing... Hello, pause menu. It's just not showing up because we control the entire nation, I think. Sure. So we could come down here and control this nation.
Bringing them to
Sounds
our
good.
side.
And as far as
Where
this
do
guy
you need
goes,
me?
I wouldn't necessarily mind, like, surveilling a location. Perhaps. We could continue to try to purge Zimbabwe. How many times can we fail to take over Zimbabwe? The answer is all of the times, but we
Removing
can
our
try it
enemies.
anyway.
Ready to
That'll
go.
be fine. And then we've got this lady here. I want to check the unrest map mode here. So it looks like there's a lot of unrest over here still. So we should probably continue working on stabilizing this nation. So target is minus 3.1. That increases the success chance. Okay. So we can see that the current unrest here is actually dropping. But it will come back up by default. Okay. We'll try to
We'll
stabilize
make it
Ethiopia a bit here. And we'll call that
Our
good for now.
only hope is to understand what the aliens want with us and determine how to satisfy them without losing our independence.
So, we found the Protectorate. Hi, Protectorate. The leaders of this organization are an alliance of officials who believe the clandestine nature of the aliens' arrival marks them as a threat, but they've concluded that any species that can cross interstellar distances is nothing that humanity is capable of opposing. I mean, that's kind of fair enough, but we probably can. So that's the boost income map mode. Fascinating. That's the military tech level. Control points.
Things are stabilizing.
Per capita GDP. And population. Sure. Okay, we'll go ahead and continue that. We did succeed stabilizing Ethiopia a bit. So that is good. We completed the audience research project and got ourselves 25 influence. And we don't really have anything else that we can work on for now. We're going to go for, I think, commercial research. There we go. And we can contribute to some of these others if we wanted to. What does this actually get us? Sociologists consider what the alien arrival means for human institutions. I mean, we could contribute like 25% to each of these. That's 0.9 per day. Can we see how rapidly these guys are contributing? No. Okay. We could do something like this. And that seems okay to me for now. All
We're
of
taking
humanity...
over.
Oh, hello. We got Kenya, sure. All of humanity has a broadly...
Still
yeah,
lack support.
we expected that. All of humanity has a broadly similar level of technology, which is very interesting to me. Unrest is high in South Sudan. Yeah, we should probably work on stabilizing nation in South Sudan. So that would be like up over here or over here. South Sudan. There we go. So we'll stabilize
restore
that.
peace to this nation.
Sounds good.
Ready.
And I want to continue rolling on controlling nation up here. I think that that's absolutely worthwhile. I do want to spend a little bit of influence here
Bringing them
because
on
I want to get
board.
control of that tank battalion that's up there.
Standing by.
Okay, so you could control nation if you wanted to. Do we want you to control nation? Sure, 83% for free.
Establishing
Go ahead and do
control.
that. That sounds good.
What's
And then
the
this
op?
guy, I would love to find a undefended place to perch. But we'll try to roll
Terminate
Zimbabwe
the
again.
opposition.
What could go wrong? Perfect. I have a feeling that starting in Ethiopia is non-optimal in this game. We'll see if that's true. So we'll proceed here for a bit. This is our fleets and ship construction. We could design a ship class, but we could look at the ship classes here. There are none available at this time. So that is fine. Honestly, this is making me want to play XCOM. An alien fleet is transferring to low Earth orbit. Okay. Now we need to research clandestine cells. But I don't believe we can do that currently. How do we get to clandestine cells? I don't know. But we can definitely see that there are particle cannons. That's exciting. Titanic spacecraft? Oh my. Oh my, indeed. Research clandestine cells, huh? It's not currently available, so perhaps we just need to proceed for the moment.
Violence is abating.
Cool. We stabilized that nation. And where is that alien fleet at? That's the L3 Lagrange point. Cool. But where is that alien fleet? Is this it? Victor 1? Yes, this is an enemy fleet with 486 strength. Cool. So they're heading on in. And what can we do about it?
We've gained significant support.
We gained a control point for the resistance. Cool.
We've got our people in place.
Oh, we gained the control point in Egypt. That's cool.
We've removed some threats.
And we won in Zimbabwe. Hilarious. Well, that'll do it. Countering the influence of the military is something many human polities have experienced throughout history. Egypt's sustained efforts drew on this experience to shift the balance of power within Egypt, eventually managing to get most of the stolen assets seized and redistributed. These power games have not been good for the accountability of the political system, though. Okay. So, corrupt armies in Egypt. And we're back to assignments. Russia has an open control point with a good boost income. Let's target it to support our space program. And that was her that said this.
Standing by for orders.
Okay, so we can do that, and that would be an open control point with a good boost income. Okay, so we would want to do Russia here. Am I blind? Yes, I am. So we only have a 3% chance at success here. We could go for an open control point. This one? I mean, that's Finland. Our chances of success up in Russia are exceptionally low. Indeed. Mostly because of the size of the national economy. We could go for Finland, though.
Bringing them to our side.
I guess we could do that.
Acknowledged.
And this army is now, I think, under our control. I wouldn't mind necessarily controlling something up over here. 74% versus 62%. I guess we can go ahead and take this.
Establishing control.
Acknowledged.
So this is really the land grab phase, right here. Why is this saying 86% if we control Nairobi already? %. Oh, we control 1 point in it.
Establishing our presence.
Okay, got it. So we can do
Ready
that.
for orders.
And then we can have this guy try to purge something. Armenia? 16%?
Targeting the opposition.
Do it. Okay, so what I'm really interested in right now is seeing what happens when these guys arrive. Now, they're not currently to the Martian orbit. Oh, we need to confirm our assignments. There we go. So they are on their way in. They're going to intercept right up over here. And we can see that they're traveling at... Well, this is actually how much Delta V they have. They have 260 out of 387 kilometers per second. So they're currently coasting, and presumably they're going to have to do a braking burn when they get here.
Our supporters are in place.
Presumably. Okay, so we gained a control point in Kenya,
We're taking over.
and we got Jordan.
We were unable to establish control.
We didn't get Finland. That's unfortunate, but it's fine.
Our people have taken control.
And we got Armenia. Cool. That was actually a pretty good roll there. Not bad.
The trick is not to look directly at what you are trying to see. Offset your focal point somewhere to the side of where you think you notice the movement. At night, the center of your vision doesn't work as well as during the day. I won't try to explain the science to you. What matters is you'll see whatever is out there before they see you. Colonel Hans Castillo, advising conscripts in Colombia.
That was a very long quote. Okay, so we gained a full understanding of Skywatch now. The Academy has selected Outpost Tabs as a new direction for global research. Good for them. And we can now track alien vessels and structures that are inside the orbit of Saturn, and immediately reveals all vessels and habitats within our detection range. Cool. So we can now research Deep System Skywatch.
Al-Baqarah teaches that in the creation of heaven and earth, a wise people may find the signs of Allah. Let us heed those words and join together as we take our search into the stars. Director Khalid al-Ashgar from his khutbah at the first conclave of Muslim astrophysicists.
Okay, so we can now do deep space propulsion concepts, orbital shipbuilding, outpost tabs, and space tourism. Fantastic. Hey Harley, it's going pretty well. Just trying out this new game, Terra Invicta. Well, it's actually not out yet, but yeah, this is interesting. It's definitely a slow burn. There's no doubt about it. It's very definitely a slow burn. Let's see what happens when this alien fleet arrives. Well, we need to confirm our assignments first. So first things first, we should probably work on, let's see, I just want to check in on our situations over here. I wouldn't mind getting access to these resources.
Standing
so
by for
let's
orders.
see about getting that. 51% for free?
Putting our people in
Wait,
place.
83%. Yeah, go do that.
I'm here.
Scott Gilbert, we can send over to, let's see, we already have this. 63% chance. Wait, that's Congo. Apparently we can't control Israel. Okay, that's exciting. We could try to get ourselves some oil over here. We have a very low chance of success there. Now, what is this? This is a resource region? Sure. We could try to take Libya.
Bringing them to our side.
That'll be fine. This guy we'd want to purge something. We did succeed at Armenia previously. Is Israel in this list? Yes. 9% chance, but I would like to purge these guys out of here.
Terminating the opposition.
We'll see if that
Reporting in.
ends up working. And at this point, we probably do want to get Finland. Although I'm noticing... Okay. Just checking. Never mind. Okay, that's completely irrelevant. We will control
Establishing
Finland,
control.
hopefully. And we do have research available at this point, I believe. Nothing great. Okay. So we'll continue with commercial research for the moment, and we'll work our way through these researches here. I want to see if we can zoom in on that alien fleet. Where are they at? Here they are. Actually, there's also another alien fleet up over here that we can see now. Okay, so if we zoom in on this fleet, do we get anything? Oh, yep. That is very small. This is all the further we can zoom in. Okay, we'll confirm those assignments. And we can see him coming on in. So this alien is after us. There's no doubt about that. Okay, looks like we are missing the quote for this one. That's not surprising. They did say that some of the voice acting is not in the game yet, so that's fine. We will go ahead and continue that. That allows xenology labs and clandestine cells. So that's what we need for our tutorial. Fantastic. So we should be able to... No, I think that's a global tech that we need to do clandestine cells. Okay. So we're not doing that right now. We could bump these up a bit. In fact, I think that's a good idea. Well, that was very loud. Okay. So when will these guys arrive? Arrival...
We failed to take control.
Okay, we failed to take control in Congo. That's not surprising.
We've gained significant support.
Yep, we got Libya. Sounds
We
good.
still lack support.
We failed Finland again. Oh, 1% off on the roll. Oof. Yikes. Panic about the aliens is breaking out in Juba. We could let it run its course. We could calm the public. Okay. Or we could deploy our forces to quell any disturbances. Or we can let this opportunity to grow our wealth and influence. Now, that's not allowed for the initiative. I'm not sure why it's telling us that, because we're the resistance, but okay. It's not allowed. Oh, maybe that's only the initiative that can use that. Yeah, that might be the case. So we should try to calm the public. There we go.
The opposition remains in power.
We did not manage to purge. That's unsurprising. We only had a 9% chance there. Okay. And now we need to do our assignments again. So one of these days we're going to get Finland.
Putting our people in place.
Okay,
Ready
what
to
else
go.
can we get over here? Now, this is currently controlled by the initiative. I suppose we could take Tunisia.
Taking control.
Sounds good.
Where do you need
Nobody's really attacked our position over here. So that's great. Did we fail previously in Congo? Yes, we did.
We'll
So we'll
be
try that
running
again.
this place in no time.
Standing by for orders.
And I would like to purge, perhaps actually over here or over... Where was that other one? Here? Yes, 24% chance.
Moving our
Get that
enemies.
going. Wonderful. Okay. Confirm those
They are
assignments.
not life forms or xenosapiens. They are demons incarnate. They and the traitors who support them will face our judgment.
Okay, then. Well, that's humanity first for you. I think we can all imagine what they want. So Victor 1 is going to arrive in like 4 days. He is almost here. Our adversaries have conducted a crackdown on our executive control point in Armenia. It is vulnerable to the Purge mission, and we will not receive benefits for it for a month. Okay. So, with that now being vulnerable, we're going to have to defend that. But here comes the alien. Okay. So they've arrived in low Earth orbit. What are they going to do about that? So they're here right now. Presumably we're not supposed to be able to deal with this at this point, right? I have to assume that that's the way this is working. We're not supposed to be able to deal with this issue. No operation assigned. I'm not exactly sure what they're going to do here. Hi, Earth. Yes, you are Earth. This is true. So for right now, we're just trying to collect power to be able to control the way that the planet responds, right? To the alien threat. That's the overall concept here. But I am a little bit unclear.
We've got our people in place.
Okay, we got the Congo. Fantastic. I'm a little bit unclear about how exactly we're supposed to fight the aliens. That I haven't figured out yet. Like, fighting other humans makes sense to me. That's fairly grand strategy-ish, but I don't think that's the case for fighting the aliens. I think the aliens are different. So, we encountered a counselor for Humanity First in Kiev. Okay, that's fine.
Our supporters are in place.
We now control Tunisia. Wonderful.
We failed to take control.
Critical failure in Finland. No, that's just a regular failure. Not a critical failure, but it was close to a critical failure. Okay.
Our associates were unable
Purge
to
mission
take
failure.
control.
I'm not shocked by that. That's fairly expected, in all honesty. Of course, we don't have any fleets. I would love to be able to do something about these aliens that are orbiting right now, but there's not a lot that we can do. They seem to just be chilling. Our control point in Egypt would be better protected from enemy purges with a defend interest mission. Yes, but we did just have Armenia here get attacked a bit. So I would want to defend interests,
I'm here.
yes. But I want to defend interests in Armenia.
Securing our interests.
There we go.
At your service.
Cool.
Ready for my mission.
So this guy, we could have Purge. And this Purge is fine.
We're taking power.
We'll keep him there.
Where to?
We did succeed in taking over Congo, so that's great. I wouldn't mind... Didn't we already grab Libya? Maybe we failed that.
Taking control.
No.
I'm here.
I want Scott Gilbert here to work on taking Tunis. Oh, right. There's multiple control points here.
Putting our people in place.
Okay. So there we go. That'll do just fine. An alien vessel has crashed in the Manaus region in Brazil. While the wreckage is unrecoverable, we suspect an alien life form escaped into the surrounding countryside. So that's now twice that has happened. Okay. Well, we're going to have to look into that when we can next send
Making things
counselors.
safe for our people.
Okay. So that'll be here pretty soon. And that ship just crashed on our world for some reason. I'm not entirely sure why it did that. What else do we have going on here? Well, we've got Victor 2 on its way in. That's also transferring to low Earth orbit. It'll arrive next year in February. Okay. Very awkward indeed. There's not currently a ton that we can do about that, though. So we'll just chill here for the moment and await our next counselor mission. I have to say, I think that they should jazz up the early game a little bit. I have a sneaking suspicion that once you get to actually fighting in orbit, like once you're actually fighting the aliens, I think that this game is going to be extremely interesting. This early game is maybe not that, though. I'm not going to call this early game just absolutely riveting. We are not on the fastest speed, but we do have access to the Clandestine Cells project, apparently. Is that something that we can research here? Yes. Okay. Get that going, and we're going to bump back these contributions. I want to get this done as quickly as possible. So estimated completion there is now in 12 April. And let's speed up this play speed a bit. There we go.
Our presence is growing.
Critical success in Libya. Cool.
Our presence is growing.
And we have Tunisia now.
Our enemies are still in
We
control.
failed to purge them. That's unsurprising. Okay. So we can now confirm the assignments again. Unrest is high in South Sudan again. So we're going to grab this lady here, and we're going to tell her to stabilize South Sudan.
Restoring order.
There we go.
Where
And
do
then
you need
Scott
me?
Gilbert here. We still want to grab stuff. Now, we could still continue to work on Egypt. We don't have all of the control points here. So we probably should do that. I'm even going to spend some influence
We'll
here.
bring this nation to our side.
Ready.
Fantastic. And then we probably want to continue to control here. Spending maybe even 4 influence
Putting
here.
our people in place.
Yeah, we'll work on that. I want to
What's
get
the
Egypt
op?
fully under our control. And I do want to purge this.
Terminating
Sure. We'll
the
spend
opposition.
an influence. There we go. And off we go again. So we can see that Victor 2 is on its way in. Oh, I should have investigated that alien crash, shouldn't I? Most likely. Water for our space constructions. So yeah, I think
Our
that
efforts
the
didn't have any effect.
Okay, yeah, that's fine. I think that the mid to late game of this is going to be a lot more interesting than the early game, if I'm honest. I think that the early game might be something that requires some work. Because there's a lot of not much that happens in this early game.
We're taking over.
We're in control here.
So we took over a bunch of stuff. That's neat. But once you get to the point where you're actually fighting things, and hey, now we've got the first field army of Egypt, Russia has an open control point with a good boost income. Let's target it to support our space program. Yeah, but you don't say how. They've said this a bunch of times. We have the first army here, and that's great. So these are the army operations. Yep. So we can raise regions, assault space facilities, assault alien assets, and deploy the army. Okay. We can't really do any of those right now. So for the time being, I would like to investigate alien activity, and let's do that.
We'll recon the site.
Reporting in.
I also would like to
Acknowledged.
continue working on purging. We could purge in Afghanistan, just go like alphabetical.
Targeting the opposition.
Sure.
I'm here.
Now Egypt is completely under our control. I wouldn't mind continuing to grab some of
Establishing
Jordan.
control.
Where to?
And continuing to grab some Sudan.
Establishing control.
There are more control points there that we can take. So that'll be just fine. And let's confirm those assignments and proceed. So clandestine cells is going to be done in March, 29 March. That'll be a while, for sure. That will absolutely be a while. We can bump up to the fastest speed here. I think that's completely okay. Since we're only able to take actions once per week anyway, pretty much. We're now able to undertake the Xenology Lab project. We're not going to do that immediately,
Recon
but we
complete.
can. Small bonus to our Xenology research. Cool.
Our supporters are in place.
We gained a control point for the resistance in Sudan,
We've got our people in place.
and we gained a control point in Jordan.
The opposition remains
We failed the
in
purge.
power.
That's not shocking. We expected that. And we can send out our assignments again. So yeah, I think that this stage of the game, I think that they need to work on
presence.
making this stage a little bit more
Standing
dynamic.
by.
That is my current assumption, or assessment, rather. We do not have everything here.
Bringing them on board.
Wait, what? I guess we're going
Ready
down
for
over
orders.
here. I didn't intend to do that. Sure. We're going to continue to work on purging, and this is saying 2% here. Yeah, I would like this to be ordered by percent chance of success. That would be really nice. Sadly, it is
Removing our
not.
Enemies.
Where do you need me?
And
Ready.
we could use you to control more nations. For the time being, I want to keep our interests mostly in this area. I don't know that that's actually something that we want,
Bringing
but
them
for
on
now,
board.
that's what we're doing. We'll
It
confirm
has
that.
always been true that we must leave the cradle if our species is to survive. If these aliens are indeed hostile, the time to go is now.
Okay. Well, we met Project Exodus here. They are interested in leading an expedition beyond Earth's solar system. Cool. So where's that alien fleet at? Oh, there's panic in Ethiopia. We could deploy our forces at this point. Okay. Do it. So we're currently out of ops, and we don't
We
have
are
any
taking
ops
over.
income. That's definitely a problem. We should probably figure out how to handle that. Controlled Nation mission success sounds good.
We've
We will
gained
continue that.
significant support.
A control point for the resistance in Congo. We have 2 of 2 control points here. Cool.
Mission aborted.
Yeah, this happened because we had 2 assigned to the same
Our
location, I think.
associates were unable to take control.
Critical failure here. That's fine. Okay, so what do we got going on over this way? This is starting to fill out. We're running out of locations to take over. We can go after this one, I
Establishing our
suppose.
presence.
Ready to go.
And that's only a 13% chance. Not great. We could head up to, like, the southern Balkan states.
We'll be running this place in no time.
Reporting in.
Sure.
Bringing them to
Grabbing
our side.
Syria, and what else can we work on?
Standing by.
We're already working over here. I guess there are, actually, this is a purge. We could go for, like, Mauritania, I saw in the list. Mozambique. Sure, give that a go.
Taking power.
Okay, sounds good. A series of bombs have ripped through the Kampala region. The casualties number in the dozens. Tearful families and furious officials are demanding to know how this could have stopped. Or how this could have happened, rather. The only clue as to the motive is a manifesto posted online anonymously criticizing the Ugandan government's stance on the alien arrival. Well, we could crack down on our opponents. Sure, do it. We're now able to undertake the Energy Lab project. That looks fine.
Our presence is growing.
Okay, we got Syria.
Mission is a no-go.
And we
We
aborted
were
that
unable
then.
to establish control.
Okay, we failed Oman.
Our
That's
enemies
fine.
are still in control.
And we failed Mozambique as well. Sounds good. Yeah, I gotta say, I think that there's a lot of potential to this game. I really do. But I think that that potential is in the mid to late game. I feel like a lot of this early game is fairly dull and not a lot going on there. So I would like to see them focus a lot on adding things to this early game. Now, we do need to send out more assignments.
Standing by for orders.
And we absolutely are interested in doing so. That said, once the land grab is over, things might be a little bit different. Now, we could go over to Russia and try to work on controlling
Bringing them
that.
on board.
And I think that's not a
Standing
terrible
by
idea
for
at this
orders.
point. Continue to work in Syria.
Establishing our presence.
Acknowledged.
And I'd like to do some purging, like over here. 22% chance on that. We can bump that up to like a 68.
Terminating the opposition.
Your orders?
Sounds good. And we can continue to work in this region over here.
We'll bring this nation to our side.
There we go. That'll do. A big part of the reason why I say that this early game here isn't particularly engaging. The armies of Russia conquered Ukraine, but it may rise again. Okay, well, there you go. Good job, Russia, I guess. So, the reason why I say that this early game isn't
Our
super
supporters are
engaging
in
is
place.
because we can only interact with it once a week.
We are in control now.
Okay, we finished our purge mission.
Our supporters are in place.
We failed to take control.
I'm not shocked that we failed to take control of Russia. That's fairly expected, in all honesty. Okay, the new normal. The initial global upheaval in response to the alien arrival has calmed somewhat, with various political and economic interests recognizing that whatever the aliens are doing, the end of the world is not immediately upon us. With the sense of emergency failing, entrenched power structures are reasserting their authority, and humans are spending more time worrying about each other than about the aliens. In short, our moment to strike quickly is passing. Our counselors report that their missions are taking longer to plan and conduct as they must navigate the old protocols for travel, security, and international contracts. We can still move forward, and some of our missions will have a greater impact as we spend more time on them, but everything will take longer to accomplish now. The mission assignment phases will occur twice a month going forward. Okay, so now we interact with the game less. Interesting. Well, Scott
Your
Gilbert
orders?
here is going to continue to work on trying to take over Russia. Only a 12%
Putting our
chance on
people
that.
in place.
That makes sense, though.
Ready for my
That's
mission.
not shocking. Let's go over to Oman,
We'll bring this nation to our side.
Ready.
and we can continue to purge in Tanzania. Yeah, that's
Targeting
a good
the opposition.
option, actually.
Ready for orders.
And we can continue to try to control
Taking
Iraq.
control.
There we go. Okay, so there we have it. I feel like the aliens should have attacked us by now or something. I don't know. we can now do the social science lab. And maybe it's because we're moving through the tutorial, like, slower than expected or something. I'm not sure. That's a possibility. But now it's twice a month, which, of course...
We still lack support.
Yeah, we failed to control Oman. That's fine.
Our presence is growing.
Okay, we got a control point in Iraq.
We're in control here.
And Tanzania. So we're at maximum
we were
speed here.
To establish control.
We actually were pretty close to succeeding Russia there, but close, but no cigar. So it's now every 2 weeks. I mean, we definitely want to continue to try this.
Bringing them to our side.
And we want to get Oman as well. So we continue that. As far as this purge goes, we could go for, I don't know, North Korea. That would be funny. But no, I think that we want to go for Russia here. Well, 0% chance of success, so probably not. 0% is unlikely. We can work over here.
Our enemies.
What's the op?
Cool. And as far as you go, you can attempt to get additional territory, but where? Over here? It's only 18% chance, but give it a go. That'll do. Okay. So, I mean, these aliens are on their way in. There's another fleet coming in here. They've got a lot of Delta V, but they're starting to burn some of it off, it looks like. At least that number changed. Yeah, they're burning. Their Delta V is now 111. Okay. So they've arrived. They are in orbit around Earth. Cool. So good for them. And we will swap back to Earth for the moment and continue to proceed. Are they going to crash again? Yes, in China. Well, we'll investigate that as soon as we can.
Our presence is growing.
Okay, we finally got Oman.
Our associates are now in charge.
Okay, we got Zambia, Malawi.
We still lack support.
I'm not surprised that we failed Saudi Arabia.
We still
and we definitely failed Russia. No surprises there. An undefended enemy control point in Honduras is vulnerable. Okay, that's definitely something that we want to go after. So, in Honduras. There we go. 24% chance, huh? We could bump it up to a 71% chance if we wanted to spend influence. Let's do it.
Ready.
And what else do we want to control? We could work over here. 59%? Do it.
Bringing them on board.
And this guy is going to continue to work on Russia here. That's only a 3% chance. Actually, I think working on Russia is pointless. We're going to come over here instead. 36% chance for free is a lot better.
Ready for orders.
And then as far as this goes, continue to work in Oman.
Control.
What? We moved up over here. Okay, that's a little janky, but I would get used to that, the way that works. Okay, so bi-monthly now, huh? Revolution in South Sudan. So that means that we lost our control point in South Sudan. And we'll have to get that back. That's okay, we can definitely do that. No big problem there. And we'll see when that ends up happening. Well, it'll happen with the next counselor assign phase. Okay. So there's clandestine cells concluded. So we can now get ourselves an additional counselor. That's a big deal. Next, we want to build our council. So we'll hop into our council here. We can recruit someone. A spy, investigator, journalist, a tycoon. We might want a tycoon, but that costs 60 influence. We actually don't have the influence right now to do this. So that's fine. What are we waiting on? We can't unpause. Is it requiring us to recruit this right now? Like, we literally can't. Crackdown on our control point in Armenia has expired. That's nice. But what are we waiting on right now? Oh, we need a new project. Right. Let's go for the Xenology lab. That'll do it. There we go. Alien abductions reported in San Jose. Okay.
With each passing day, humanity shatters the boundaries of the possible. It is our certain destiny to move mountains at the touch of a button. We need only the will to do so. And your generous investment, of course. Chairman Soren van Wyk, opening remarks during Western Armory's annual earnings call.
Okay, so Humanity First is going for mass drivers next. That's unsurprising, but
the
hey,
opposition
guns.
remains in power.
We'll just repeat that mission, probably.
We've gained significant support.
So we now have one of 2 control points in
We've gained
Uzbekistan.
significant support.
And we now have a control point in the Gulf states. We'll continue with that.
We were unable to establish control.
Critical mission failure. We'll repeat that. An alien base on Haumea. Okay.
How could one so young, coddled as you are by the modern world, begin to understand what war is? I did what had to be done. Closing your eyes and wishing the monster away only makes you an easier meal. Colonel Hans Castillo, during a war crimes trial.
Exciting. So we finished the Deep System Skywatch, which allowed us to detect this habitat. Alien Station Able here. We can see that they have a core, a defense array, a space dock. This is very modular, and I'm willing to bet that this can be player designed. You can build your own habitats like this, I'm guessing. So it's got 5 sectors, and that's pretty neat. So we now know that they have a base at Haumea. I mean, that's a ways out there, for sure. And we can see that there are multiple alien ships on the way into Earth. Cool. Well, we'll proceed for now. That's absolutely fine. And we need to do stuff, of course. So I would like to investigate some things if we can. It doesn't look like we currently can, so we should probably work on maybe trying to control India. That's a 10% chance. Can bump that up to 22 with influence.
Establishing control.
Let's do it. Let's try to establish control over India. That seems like a good plan. That said, we should save up our influence for our counselors. That's definitely a thing that we should do. So we'll proceed for the time being. We can now undertake the Alien Origin project. Sounds good. I discovered this channel about a week ago and have thus far binge-watched the entire Ainu Europa series. Well, that's fantastic. I apologize for the mic issues in the last episode, but those should be fixed in theory now for the next one. But yeah, that's a bit of a spicy one for sure. Things didn't go quite the way I'd hoped in the early game, but it's going well now, that's for sure. Purge mission, a critical success. Cool.
We've got our people in place.
And we got control in the Gulf states. We can continue to repeat that mission for the time being.
We failed to take control.
We didn't get Uzbekistan. That's okay.
We were unable to establish
And we failed
control.
in India. I'm not shocked about that either. So we'll continue that. And South Sudan has proposed ending its rivalry with Sudan and returning to normal relations. We accept that. Under the control of Humanity First. Oh, I forgot to take South Sudan back. Right, that was my own fault. This guy can purge in South Sudan, and that's what we want to do. Do it.
Terminating the opposition.
Okay. So we'll confirm those assignments and proceed. We do need to get another counselor here very soon. They have not come in peace. Images of obvious alien military ships and structures in the far solar system has dashed hopes worldwide for peaceful contact. Many who wish to seek an avenue of cooperation with the aliens are changing their views in light of some of the first hard facts about their arrival. The road ahead is fraught. So, triggers the following effects. Roughly half of the control points belonging to the Academy will suffer the crackdown effect for 12 months. The Academy suffers a massive loss in public opinion around the world, and all nations' cohesion moves by 1 towards extreme values. exciting. Okay, so our adversaries conducted a crackdown in the Ratnarakan states, vulnerable to purge. I'm not sure how much we really care about that, but at this point we can build our council, and we definitely should do so. So we can recruit another council member. Maybe go for, I mean, diplomats cost 60, or that one does anyway. We could go for an astronaut. Orbit, deorbit missions? Interesting. I think you were just about the only one upset about the save game issue resulting in the re-establishment of the Korea Alliance, since the alliance was just broken due to insufficient UI information. Yeah, I might have been the only one upset about that, but it was still my mistake, and I like to own my mistakes. We'll go ahead and recruit this guy and see how that goes. New objective, managing orgs. So we want to assign a counselor to a coup mission. That is definitely something that we can do once we get another assignment phase.
We've removed some threats.
There we go. We got South Sudan back. There's panic about the aliens. All we can do is let it run its course. That is the only option here. Okay, we finished the xenology lab. That's nice. +1 bonus to alien detection on Earth if the module is in an Earth interface orbit. So we can now build that, apparently. We should go for the energy lab next. We'll go ahead and start researching that immediately. That'll be fine.
We are taking over.
We gained a control point for the resistance. Fantastic.
We still lack
and another one.
support.
We failed in India, but we'll try it again. Okay, sounds good. So we've got our HABs here. We can't build any of those yet. We need to assign a counselor to a coup mission, and remember, a coup will reset all of the control points. So, where would we want to do that? What nation would we want to do that in? Really, we'd probably want to do that in something like... There is a little bit in India, but I wouldn't want to go for India. Iran, maybe? Probably Iran.
Acknowledged.
Okay, so who would we do here? Let's see.
What's the orb?
Reporting in.
In Iran. Only a 1% chance. We can't spend ops on that. 94% chance in Afghanistan. Let's go ahead and do that.
Time for change.
Okay.
Where to?
I'm here.
So Scott here could try to help out with Russia. I wouldn't mind that. 65% chance. Do it. Absolutely.
Ready for my mission.
You could work on Oman.
Taking control.
There you go. And
Ready
you
to go.
could work on Argentina. That is a possibility. We're at 34% for India right now. Let's go ahead and work on Argentina for the time being.
We'll be running this place in no time.
Okay, sounds good. So we'll continue that. We'll confirm those, and off we go. Panic in Addis Ababa, nothing we can do about it. And that is fine. The crucial difference of opinion is whether UI problems constitute player error. I believe no, but could argue for yes. So, I mean, yeah, it's true that Europa doesn't say when the auto decline would happen, and that's what caused us to give up our war, or rather give up our alliance with Korea. Really, 94% chance and we failed. It's true that that's a UI problem with the game, and that I didn't intend for that outcome to happen, but even so, I knew that it would eventually happen. I don't know. I agree with you that it's arguable
Our
either
presence
way.
is growing.
So we managed to take over Oman. Perfect.
We've gained significant support.
And we get Russia. Well, part of Russia, anyway. So
We
that's
were
a really
unable
big deal.
to establish control.
We failed in Argentina, sure.
We failed to take control.
And we failed in India as well. That's okay. Army under resistance control, the 20th Guards Army from Russia. The aliens have rapidly become more popular in Malaysia. Perhaps we should investigate for alien activity there. That's
What's
something
the
that we
op?
could try to do. Do we have an
At your
investigator?
service.
We have
Ready
a
for
scientist,
orders.
activist, inspector.
Ready to go.
Standing by.
Where do you need me?
Detect
Your
hidden
orders?
alien assets. I think that's what we want. So we want to come down over to Malaysia. That is something we could do. Do it.
Initiating recon.
We'll see if we find anything.
Where to?
This guy can continue to work in Argentina.
Standing by.
This
for
guy, I
orders.
want to continue to try to take over bits of Russia. Although, yeah. We have a 16% chance of success. We can bump that up to 73 by spending 64 influence. But I think it's
Establishing
worthwhile.
our presence.
We'll go ahead and do that. And as far as
Acknowledged.
India goes here, we're going to spend the rest of our
We'll
influence
be
on
running
that.
this place in no time.
Ready for my mission.
This seems to be going fairly well. This guy continues to want to purge here in Afghanistan, although the success chance is incredibly low. Maybe we should come up to Russia and try to purge this. Yes.
We're taking
22%
power.
is a lot better, that's for sure. So we'll confirm that for now. And proceed.
Surveilling target area.
Okay, did you find anything? I guess not. So now we need to acquire an org. Go to the council screen, select one of your counselors, and acquire an org from the org marketplace by dropping his icon into your org's window and paying the cost. Okay, so we select one of these guys. So we could buy the Secret Service. We don't have sufficient resources. 200 influence. Okay, I gotcha. Oh, hey, we're making ops now. And a little bit of boost. Okay, so we need a lot of influence then. Sure. We'll probably go for, like, the Joint Task Force. There's a coup in the Central African Republic. That's rude. Very rude indeed. Alien abductions have been reported in Guatemala. And we've completed the Energy Lab project. Allows construction of, well, the Energy Lab.
There are two types of people in this world. Those who think only of home, and those who think only of leaving home. Director Khalid Al-Ashgar, Archival Online Dating Profile.
Okay. From a long defunct online dating profile. I like it. So we're going to go for probably Alien Origin next. We'll go ahead and get that started. And we do need to acquire an org. So we're going to need to get some influence. We can acquire an
presence
org
is
for
growing.
100 or like 80. Hey, a control point in Russia. I like it. We'll continue.
We've got our people in play.
And a control point in Argentina.
We were
Sounds
unable
good.
to establish control.
We failed in India. That's unsurprising.
We're in control here.
And we got some Kazakhstan. Sounds good. Army under resistance control, the 8th Guards Army. So we now have 3 armies under our control. Iran under the control of Humanity First, and Syria have ended their alliance. Okay, that's nice, I'm sure.
Ready.
So I would like to continue to try to get some control points in Russia. I don't want to spend
Taking
influence
control.
this cycle, so we should not
At
do
your
that.
service.
We're going to
Bringing
continue
them to
trying to
our
roll in
side.
India, but I don't expect too much
Standing
there.
by.
I wouldn't mind getting some purging done, like over here.
Removing our enemies.
Ready.
And I also wouldn't mind getting some control out over this direction, perhaps. We could try to go for Saudi Arabia, actually. 86%
Establishing
success.
control.
Do it.
Standing by for orders.
And then this guy can continue to work in Argentina.
Establishing control.
Looks good to me. Okay, so we need a little bit more to get an org. A little more influence. Like 3 more days. We now have enough. So we're going to hop into here. And we can grab like the Joint Task Force too. He is not eligible to take control of this org. Oh, okay. So it's the individual counselor that does it. Uh-huh. So we could grab, like, the Landmark Trust. This one is acceptable. So we now have this org. And now we can found a space station. We need to save sufficient money. We have a lot of money. And boost. We don't have a lot of boost, but we're working on it. To afford a platform core module. Zoom out on Earth to a distance that the nation boundaries are no longer visible and click the planet. From the icons at the bottom of the screen, select the found platform icon. Okay. Select an orbit around Earth in which the station will reside and confirm by clicking the found platform button. That's neat. I like that. So we need to be zoomed out, well, to this level. And where's the found platform button? Fleets and ship construction. Not in the pause menu, I can tell you that. So we're going to need to select an orbit. Like, this is the L4 Lagrange point here. Okay. That's the Tiangong station. And that's the International Space Station. So, low Earth orbit is here. We could go to, like, the medium Earth orbit or a higher Earth orbit than this. Yeah, so we select these orbits. And we can found a platform here. Requires at least 11.1 funds and 1.5 boost to launch from Earth. Okay. So we need 1.5 boost, and we're getting a very tiny amount. Okay. Allows faction to found outposts. Cool. So that's now available. Alien Origin is a long ways away. We may want to consider swapping to Outpost Core. So let's do that for the time being. There we go. And yeah, we have a long ways to go on boost. We're at 1.2 boost now. Actually, we're filling that up pretty quickly. We have Saudi Arabia.
Our associates are now in charge.
Cool.
We failed to take control.
In Argentina, fair enough.
We still lack support.
Controlled nation in Russia and India failed. I'm not shocked about that. Okay, what is this button? Mission summary. Gotcha. Public opinion about us in Sudan has dropped suddenly. Okay. We should do something about that, so we want to do like a public campaign in Sudan.
I will try to sway the public.
Your orders?
And we're going to continue working in Russia, I bet.
Here.
We've got plenty of influence, so we can do that.
We'll bring this nation to our side.
And we can continue to purge somewhere. We see a 17%. What else do we see? %. We've got a 16% down. Actually, that's a 10% down over here. Okay. Not a whole lot in terms of purge options, but we can purge in Russia. That's saying 77, but this is saying 0. Okay, so that's probably not going to be a particularly good concept. Yeah, probably not. 92 there, but it's not actually real? Yeah, so we should go for, like, I don't know, Iran? 1% chance of success, but we'll give it a go.
Where to?
Okay. This is fine.
Putting
83%.
our people in place.
We'll do that. And that looks good. Hello, pause menu. I keep wanting to do that. Okay. So we need 1.5 boost. We have 1.4 right now. Victor 3 has arrived in low Earth orbit. And it's going to crash. There it is. Once again, the alien lifeform escaped. Weird. We now have 1.5 boost available. So let's try, like, low Earth orbit 2. And found a platform. Do these all cost the same? No. The higher orbits cost more boost. We can't actually select these. I'm trying to click on them. Nothing's happening. Okay. There we go. The found platform button is what we needed. So that's in low Earth orbit 1. Platforms may have up to 4 additional modules, which you may order in the HAB screen. Developing larger HABs requires researching improved habitat types. Completing the Mission 2 public research projects will allow humanity to build stations further away from Earth. Okay. The first step to constructing bases on other planets, moons, and asteroids is to launch probes to assess various sites on these bodies. Probes may be launched from Earth or from habitats with a space dock or larger spacecraft construction module. Once a probe arrives at a space dock, each site's mining will be visible to you. Select a space body within range, select the probe operation to target it, and confirm the launch. So we need to research either mission to the moon or mission to Mars. Okay. Well, we don't have access to those right now. So we have our HAB station, right? And we were launching this into like low Earth orbit 2 or something like that. Yeah, this station here. This is the guy. Hello. So we've got the platform core here. And this allows us to create this station in a modular way.
15 seconds to CSM ACK.
Cool. A 94% success chance that still fails is to be expected in Afghanistan. Yeah, absolutely. What game is this? The astronaut in the FIFA stadium is confusing me. This is Terra Invicta. This is like the Paradox Interactive remix of XCOM. Yeah, that's basically what this game is. So we have a new module slot here. We don't have any modules we can put into it yet, it looks like. Actually, these are available, but we have insufficient resources to construct these modules. Okay. So this is what we have available. We just don't have the resources currently. A lot of this is going to cost boost, and we just don't have a lot of boost.
AOS CSM. Raj CSM.
I like the mission control chatter. That's a nice little side of, not real. I was going to say side effect. It's not a side effect. It's a nice little attention to detail there. Okay, well, let's proceed for now. I definitely think that this game has some very interesting potential.
Public opinion is moving in our direction.
Okay, resistance in Sudan. This looks good. We can repeat that again if we wanted to. Sure, that'll be fine. But yeah, there's definitely a lot of potential in this game. I do think that this very early portion, like the first couple of years here, needs something. I suspect that that will change. I really think that that's not going to be a problem later on.
We have gained significant support.
To be clear. But it's definitely a little uninteractive at the beginning. I would say a little bit. But not a huge amount. This isn't hugely less interactive than Paradox games. The only reason that I say that is because you can only take an action in the counselor phase, right?
Our supporters are in play.
That said, I think that will be interesting later.
Our enemies are still in control.
Okay, we failed to purge in Iran, so we'll continue here. Okay, we got the First Guards tank army. That's neat. Public opinion in Egypt has dropped suddenly. Okay. So we should probably do something about that.
What's the
And, do we have anybody who can?
Standing by for orders.
Advise, set national policy. Yeah.
Reporting in.
This guy. Cool. So that was in Egypt, and we're going to head up over there.
We'll make our appeal.
Where do you need me?
I would like to continue to work in Russia.
We'll be running this place.
I don't know where he just flew to. Okay.
At your service.
I was under the impression that was going to be Russia,
At your
but
service.
Sure. So we have success here. Well, where are we? What do we have selected here? Saudi Arabia? Yeah, head up to Russia. 84%.
Establishing our presence.
Standing by for orders.
I think she stayed put. Do we control everything in Russia? Well, no. We're lacking one. The servants have one control point here. Okay. I do not speak Japanese, so that comment is completely lost on me. So we are going to grab this guy here. And we want to purge in Russia if we can. So we would like to grab this control point. That's a 1% chance for 64 influence. Yikes. I think we'll hold off on that for the time being. We'll purge in Norway
Removing
instead.
our enemies.
There we go. Okay, so we'll get that confirmed, and we will proceed. We've completed the Outpost Core project. Bases may be founded at HAB sites surveyed by probes or ships. An outpost may have 3 additional small modules and a mine. So this allows faction to found outposts. Cool. Monthly support costs are not that bad, in theory. And we can start working on Alien Origin again for a while. There we go. Yeah, I keep coming back to, I think that this game is going to get incredibly interesting.
We're winning their hearts and minds.
But I think it's not quite there yet.
We hold no sway in their mind.
We have failed our public campaign mission failure. That's kind of sad. In fact, that's more than kind of sad. That's really sad right
now.
there.
We've got our people in place.
Okay,
We've
that's
gained
all
significant support.
wonderful there. Okay, I don't actually want to be here right now, but confirm assignments. Sure. We'll head back in. And our ability to manage the affairs of so many nations is stretched thin, costing us influence per month. Okay. So we're not supposed to be able to have this many nations. That's fine.
Where to?
So what do we want to work on here? We might want to start setting national policy down here.
On my way to the capital.
But what policy is he setting? I don't know what policy he's setting. We probably want to stop expanding here pretty soon, although, let's see here. This is all looking reasonably good. We should think about a public campaign, maybe, or inspire? Sure.
I'll make sure they're on our side.
Ready to go.
And then this guy up here, I would still like to do purging, but I think that we should probably try to stop taking over as many locations. Purging over here would be awkward. That's for sure. I do want to purge up in Russia. We just have a 0% chance of success. I mean, I did it anyway. A 0% chance of success is a bit wasteful, probably, but that's fine. We probably want to work on stabilizing some nations, is my guess. What's the stability map mode look like? Yeah, let's head out over here and work on doing some stability.
What's the op?
We can start a national policy in, like, Russia. You will select the policy when the mission resolves. Okay, sounds good. So that's fine. We'll see what policies we want to do there.
Their loyalty remains questionable.
We failed our inspiration mission. Hilarious. That is absolutely hilarious. Okay, so our HAB module is complete, our platform core. So, what can we do with that? Here's our station. And if we go in here, I mean, we could build an energy lab. That would grant +3 bonus to our investments in the boost priority if module is in an Earth interface orbit, up to a maximum of 30% from all faction HABs. Okay. This is a little strange, in my opinion. I think I'm just not fully understanding exactly how this works. A 3% bonus to our investments in the military priority if a module is in an Earth interface orbit. So, I mean, the Earth interface orbits, we are, I believe, in an Earth interface orbit. So if we come over to Earth here, I believe it previously said interface. But I don't know that for a fact. I don't know that we're in an Earth interface orbit. Now we can have a custom icon here. So we can see here that currently we are losing 2 money per day. I think this is per day. Maybe per month? Per month. Okay, so 2 money per month. And we're also losing... Well, this is using our mission control. And we're also spending some water and some volatiles here. Now, we don't have any of these currently. We're making up the shortfall by spending boost to transport the materials from Earth. Okay. And that's what's costing us some boost here. Got it. Sounds good. So say that we wanted to put in like a materials lab. What would that actually do for us? Designed to study strong new materials, granting us bonus to our investments in the military priority. So I believe that that is, if we go in here, this is the xenology priority. This one is the material science priority. This one is space science. I believe that's how that's working. So let's see here. Well, no, that would be an overall category, like above these categories, I think. Interesting. Very interesting indeed. For the time being, we are going to hop back over to fastest speed here and try to proceed a bit.
Things are cooling off.
Okay, stabilize nation success. Sounds good.
Mission complete.
So we want to select a policy for Argentina. What do we want Argentina to do? I do wish that this window was draggable. That would be nice, but it's a minor thing. We can have them declare war on someone, but we don't actually have the ability to do any of these. Okay, so we'll not do any of that.
Wrapping up here.
Cool.
Mission complete.
Okay, for Russia, we could have them declare war on someone. Like France. I'm sure nothing could go wrong with that. What could possibly be a problem with that one? I can't think of anything. That would mean that we'd be declaring on France, the United States, the UK, and Turkey. Okay, fair enough. That would also be the same people, pretty much. Yup. So basically, this is declaring war on NATO, right? Apparently, Sweden is in NATO in this. Okay. Germany, yup. Spain, yup. What about Bulgaria? The United States, France, the UK, and Turkey on Bulgaria as well. Okay. Portugal, Romania, Georgia, Greece, Slovakia, and Northern Baltic states. So that's not actually useful for us. None of these are good. Okay. We're not going to take any policy action for right now.
Wrapping up here.
So no real choices there. Good to know. Now we know. The European Union and Spain have decided to merge into a single nation. I mean, calling the European Union a nation is interesting, but sure. So what do we got going on here? Nations. So the European Union currently consists of France and Spain. Okay. Italy is part of the European Union. A member of the European Union Federation, but they are not the European Union. Awkward. Sure. So there was a coup in Syria. Very rude. We'll have to deal with that. We're now able to undertake the military science lab project. Okay, so if we continue and go into here, that's the project details. I want to change this project to this. So we select that, and that is under the military science priority, I think. I believe that's the way that this is working.
Our associates were unable to take control.
Yeah, I'm not shocked about that. Okay, so we need to work on Syria here. Syria just had a coup. So, we need this guy
Acknowledged.
to come try to purge back Syria. Or actually, no, we just need to take over Syria. again. Okay, that's fine. So we'll have
Boarding
this guy then come around over this way to Syria, and we'll just take this right on
Bringing
back.
them to our side.
And I'd like to get a second
Ready
one
for
over
my
there
mission.
as well. So we're going to send her over to Syria as well,
Bringing them on board.
and we're going to get both of those going.
Ready for orders.
Perfect. So Syria comes back to our side in theory. We have a 0% chance here in Russia, but we could maybe go for like the Czech Republic. 17% chance there. What else do we have? Not a lot in this region. We could just spend some influence and bring that up to 75%
Terminating the
chance.
opposition.
Acknowledged.
Done. Okay, so what else do we have over here? We could try to take over Turkey. Done.
We'll bring this nation to our side.
Okay, that looks good to me. So we will proceed here. Research the mission to the moon or mission to Mars techs. I would love to. We can't do that right now.
We laud the Romans for assimilating rather than exterminating other nations. But we should not forget that their siege weapons were terrible things to behold. History is littered with accounts of opponents simply surrendering as they watched Roman catapults approaching their walls. Colonel Hans Castillo guest lectured to officer candidates.
Well, we got that finished up. Fantastic. And let's see what else we can do here. So we're now able to undertake the Information Science Lab project. And apparently this one doesn't have voice acting yet. That's fine. Presumably that's because the two that have not had voice acting have been from the same person. Presumably they just haven't gotten the voice acting for that character done yet. That's fine. This is, of course, not a complete game.
Policy direction complete.
Are we still working on policy for Russia? I didn't actually intend to do that. We're going to not take any policy
We'll be
action.
ready for new orders soon.
And that's fine. Okay, let's go here. The European Union has merged with Sweden under the control of the servants. Good for them. And I imagine there's a lot of nuances with
Our supporters
all
are
of
in
the...
place.
Our supporters are in place.
Yeah, that's all fine. I
Our
assume there's a
enemies
lot
are
of...
still in control.
Yeah, that's fine. I assume there's a lot of nuances here with interacting with these countries and playing the politics game here that I'm not really understanding. And I think once I wrap my head around those nuances, I think that this early game would be a lot more interesting. It's just that a lot of this I don't really understand, and we haven't really been able to sink our teeth into this super far just yet. It's going to take quite a long time to really understand what's going on here, I think. So that's definitely something to think about. Yes, we are costing influence per month. We know that that's going down. That is okay.
Standing by.
And for now, I do want to, let's see, provide expertise. Will improve the target's research output, combat capabilities, and financial performance. The thing that I find most both intriguing and confusing about this is the society that we're playing is like a secret society that's pulling the strings under the hood, right? And we don't really have territory of our own. That's a little bit difficult to wrap my head around what exactly we're working towards with all of this. I mean, I understand that we want to control these nations politically, right? And be able to do things with them. That's definitely something that I understand.
Establishing control.
But it's also a
Ready
little
to
bit
go.
difficult to wrap my head around what exactly our goals need to be as far as like expansion and things like that go. It's definitely not paradoxy in that regard. But I would definitely say this is basically what if Paradox made XCOM. That's largely what this boils down to. So let's get these people set up over here. I do think I want to get a third person working in Turkey.
Establishing our presence.
What's the op?
And I want to continue to purge over here in the Czech Republic. We'll give that a go.
Targeting the opposition.
Ready
Yes,
for
you
orders.
can continue to work in Turkey. This is fine.
Bringing them to our side.
And you
Acknowledged.
can continue to work perhaps in Russia, but that's not actually going to be a thing. So I think instead we are going to do a public campaign in Ethiopia for right now.
Making our case.
Okay. And we'll confirm those assignments, and there we go. So we have absolutely only scratched the surface here. We're like 2 years into this game at this point. Keep in mind, this demo ends after 7 years. So that is definitely a thing. We're going to work on the Information Science Lab next. So 7 years is quite a lot of time in this game. That's definitely true. A coup in Honduras. That's fine. And managing all of these points is definitely going to be fairly involved.
Public opinion is moving in our direction.
Popular support for the resistance in Ethiopia. Cool. But yeah, I definitely feel like we've barely scratched the surface here, and there's a lot to this game that we have not
We were
even
unable to
touched.
establish control.
Like, we haven't
We're
even touched
unable
the
to
combat
establish
system, right?
control.
There's definitely
We are
a combat
taking over.
system in this game.
The opposition remains in power.
There is a combat system in this game that we have not even touched. All that said, it is about time for the stream to end here. And this game is fascinating to me. It's definitely unfinished. There's no doubt about that. But it's fascinating. It'll take a while to really wrap my head around how a lot of this is interacting with each other. There's definitely a lot of deep under the hood, like, geopolitics happening here. And that's going to be complicated to break into. There's no doubt about that. And then when you get into the station construction and the way that that affects your various resource generation, and then you get into surveying hab sites, plus the ability to create various colonies on all of these bodies, plus the combat between the factions on Earth, plus the aliens that are presumably attempting to take over. All of these things combine together to create a really, really deep, intense game. And one that I have no idea how to play right now. Let's be honest. This is a very complex game. Very complex. And it will take a very long time to really understand it. It is the kind of game that I think I could get really, really into. But it's wild. Very, very wild. This is a game that I think we may well come back to in a series when the full release happens, or maybe when we're a little bit closer to the full release. But this is absolutely fascinating. There are a few things that I would like for them to fix. Like, for example, showing percentages in this would be amazing. It'd be absolutely amazing here to be able to see the percentages over here. So you don't have to click through these and be like, well, what do we want? What do we want to go for? You know, that sort of thing. I also think that the tutorial needs a little bit of work. It's fairly opaque as it is, and the tutorial doesn't do a fantastic job of explaining how these systems work and interact with each other. But this is absolutely a very interesting game, and one that I want to come back to. It is, as I said, about time to stop the stream, though. I look forward to seeing more of this in the future. Hopefully you'll run a playthrough. Yeah, Nick Smarty, I'm absolutely planning to do a series on this game, I think. And the series is probably going to involve a lot of learning. This is fascinating stuff. And I don't understand it other than a very, very cursory surface level. So that's absolutely great, and I'm really happy to see that this game is working the way I thought that it would. Largely. Now, the geopolitics, I was fairly critical of this when we were in the early game. I'm backing off on that stance a little bit. I think I'm just mostly not understanding how this simulation is intended to work. Once I wrap my head around that, I think that this will be a very, very interesting simulation. It's a little non-interactive, But this is also like the geopolitics here and like taking territory and things like that. That's not the point. The point is running as a shadowy cabal under the scenes, or rather behind the scenes, like you're the puppet master, right? That's the overall point there. And you need to try to squash the other cabals. Nations don't matter so much. It's about the other cabals. And then setting up the stations and doing colonization and getting all of this done, dealing with these alien bases and fighting alien fleets, which my understanding is the Delta V here matters a lot. You have to have enough Delta V to get where you're going to go and stop. And the combat engine is fully Newtonian, and we didn't even touch the combat here. Let's be honest about that. It didn't happen. We didn't get there. I'm very interested to see how that works. For now, though, I am going to have to stop the stream here. So let's hop over to the members screen here and say a very special thank you to all of the channel members for making this stream at this point possible, including Kazural, Sigma162, JJ Gamer, Spartan News, Rose Valentine, and all the rest. And of course, you. Thank you for watching. If you'd like to support the channel, you can click the join button down below the video. VODs for this stream will be up on the VODs channel shortly. And as always, I will see you all next time.